I want to start by saying this plainly because if you're anything like me, you need to hear it before anything else. If you are parenting a child with ADHD and you feel like you're failing on a daily basis, you are not broken. You are not weak. You are not doing it wrong. You are parenting a nervous system that experiences the world louder, faster, deeper, and more intensely than most. And you're doing it inside a culture that keeps telling you to just be consistent, just discipline better, or just make them listen. And if you've tried all of that and it's only made things worse, there's a reason. Let me paint a picture you might recognize. It's the end of the day, your child is already overstimulated. Their socks feel wrong. The lights are too bright. The schedule changed. The cup you handed them is technically correct, but also absolutely unacceptable. You don't even know why yet. Suddenly, they're screaming, not whining, not protesting, full body can't breathe, red face shaking, explosive screaming. Your heart drops into your stomach because you already know what comes next. You try logic, you try reason, you try calm words that don't feel calm anymore. You try consequences, you try walking away, you try holding firm, and instead of improving, the meltdown multiplies. Their voice gets louder, their body gets more frantic, your own chest tightens, your patience disappears. And then, if you're honest, you feel that familiar wave of panic and shame. Why can't I handle this? Why does everything feel so hard? Why does nothing work for my kid? I lived in that place for a long time. And here's what I didn't understand back then, but everything changed once I did. My child wasn't misbehaving. Their nervous system was overloaded. And every time I tried to fix the behavior quickly, I was accidentally telling their brain they weren't safe. Parenting advice often assumes one thing that simply isn't true for ADHD kids, that they have access to self control when they're overwhelmed. They don't. When an ADHD child melts down, they are not choosing chaos. They are not manipulating you. They are not being dramatic. Their brain has flipped into survival mode. The emotional center takes over. The thinking brain goes offline. Impulse control disappears. Language access shrinks. So when we say things like calm down, use your words, you're overreacting, this isn't a big deal. Their brain doesn't hear guidance, it hears threat. And once the nervous system feels threatened, everything escalates. I didn't know that for years. What I did know was that every meltdown felt like a test I was failing publicly and privately. I knew that my child could go from joyful to explosive in seconds. I knew that my reactions, no matter how carefully chosen, seemed to pour gasoline on the fire, and I knew I was exhausted. Is this how you are currently feeling? There is light at the end of your tunnel. The real change didn't come from a new discipline strategy. It didn't come from sticker charts or timeouts or reward systems. It came when I stopped asking, how do I make this stop? And started asking, how do I help my child feel safe enough to come back? Because here's the truth no one told me: speed escalates ADHD meltdowns, presence diffuses them. ADHD kids don't calm themselves, they borrow calm. And that calm doesn't come from words, it comes from bodies. Your tone, your posture, your breathing, your nervous system. Before I explain how this looks in real life, let me say this clearly. This is not about being a perfect, peaceful parent. I yell sometimes. I get overwhelmed. I mess up. This is about having a repairable pattern, one that brings your child back instead of pushing them further away. The first thing I had to unlearn was urgency. Every instinct told me to stop the behavior immediately, shut it down, regain control. But control is not what an ADHD meltdown needs. It needs containment. Containment looks like slowing down when everything inside you wants to speed up. So instead of reacting fast, I learned to pause. Not forever, not dramatically, just long enough to shift my body before I try to shift my child. Here's what that pause looks like in real life. you have to regulate yourself first, even if your child's meltdown feels overwhelming. When the meltdown starts, your body reacts too. Your heart races, your jaw tightens, your thoughts spiral. That's normal. But if you try to help your child while your nervous system is dysregulated, their brain reads you as unsafe, even if your words are kind. So the first move isn't speaking, it's grounding yourself physically. I do three things. I take one deep breath all the way down into my belly. I drop my shoulders. I lower myself to my son's level. Do not stand over them. Do not hover. Meet them where they are. This alone changes the energy in the room. Your child's brain will start to sense this isn't an emergency. My parent isn't afraid of my feelings. That matters more than anything you say. This next step will feel very uncomfortable at first. You don't correct, you don't explain, you don't negotiate. You simply be there, eye contact if they can tolerate it, soft presence if they can't. Some ADHD kids need space, some need closeness. You follow their cues, not a script. The goal isn't silence, the goal is safety. Remind yourself you are not there to stop the feeling, you are there to help them survive it. And before you can say a single word, you'll see it. Their shoulders drop, their breathing changes, the intensity shifts just a notch. That's regulation beginning. Embrace it. Touch is powerful, but only when it's invited. You may place a hand on their back, sit close enough for contact, offer your hand without grabbing. If they pull away, respect it. ADHD kids are often sensory sensitive. Forcing touch can escalate instead of calm. But when touch is welcome, it sends a message. Words can't. You're not alone. I'm staying. You're safe. This is co regulation in action. Your calm body is teaching their overwhelmed body how to come back. You should speak only after your child's intensity starts to soften. And when you do, don't lecture, don't fix, don't explain why they're wrong. Simply reflect what you see. That was really frustrating. Your body feels out of control right now. You're disappointed and it hurts. No judgment, no but, no lesson attached. For ADHD kids, feeling understood is often what allows the meltdown to move through instead of getting stuck. Sometimes the crying gets louder for a moment. That's not failure, that's release. Once the storm begins to pass, gently guide your child forward, not with orders, with invitations. Let's breathe together. When you're ready, I'm here. We can figure this out together. This teaches something crucial. Big feelings don't end relationships. Support doesn't disappear when things get hard. And over time, that lesson changes everything. When I started using these techniques, some things started shifting, not overnight, but consistently. Meltdowns got shorter, recovery got faster, trust got deeper. My son started coming to me before exploding. Once you start using these techniques, you'll notice that they cry instead of raging. They ask for hugs. They name feelings they couldn't name before. And you'll stop feeling like the enemy. You'll become the safe place. Let me be honest, because ADHD parenting deserves honesty. The first few times it might look worse. Your child may scream louder. They may test whether you'll stay calm. They may be confused by the change. That doesn't mean it's not working. It means their nervous system is learning a new pattern. Give it a few days, not perfection, just consistency. You should notice real changes within 2 weeks, not because your child changed, but because your relationship with your child changed. Now, when my son comes home dysregulated, I don't interrogate. I sit, I breathe, I wait, and often, without prompting, the story spills out because he knows my feelings are safe here. That's not obedience, that's security. And your child will find a safe place with you too. To my moms watching this, if you've yelled, if you've cried behind closed doors, if you've wondered whether you're cut out for this, I see you. You are parenting on hard mode and you are doing it with love. The next time your child melts down, try this. Don't rush, don't fix, don't fight. Pause, lower your energy, stay present, because your calm is not weakness. It's the regulation your child's brain is borrowing until they can build their own. And one day sooner than you think, they will. You've got this. Even on the days it doesn't feel like it. And if you try this and notice a shift, no matter how small, hold on to it. Those moments add up, they change everything. So give yourself grace. You're showing up every day for your child, and that already makes you the parent your child needs.